Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Smart Stack. My name's Massimo, one of the hosts. Today I've got a cool one. I've been playing with it for a little while, and I gotta warn all of you, I am not a developer in any way. Kind of run a company that customizes database, sets up workflows. I'm a big Zapier guy. So bear with me in this video. But what I'm going to be showing today is Cursor AI. For those of you that don't know, it's an AI-based coding platform. In simple terms, you can write in plain English and it will output code. It's blowing my mind. You can do so much. You don't have to think about servers and syntax and all that fun stuff. So as always, please like, comment, subscribe. The subscribe button's right here. I'll see you in the video, and I hope you enjoy. All right, so let's talk about Cursor, shall we? Let me just close some of this stuff. So Cursor, if I bring that over here, here is the pricing for it. So as I said earlier, it's an AI tool that allows you to write code, and it's actually bananas. When we get into this, you'll see what I mean when I say bananas. I've always been the type who has struggled with actually writing code, working in the software world. It's always been challenging. I've always felt like I've been held back by the fact that I can't write code. And so you'll see in here that this can do it for you using natural language processing. So if you look at some of the features here, you see you've got a composer. It can actually, you can type into it and it'll actually create code for you. You can highlight certain text. You can do all kinds of stuff. And I'll show you shortly. But this is really flipping things on its head. And it's not replacing developers, but what it's doing is enhancing what they can do, how quickly they can do it. And honestly, it's allowing a lot of people like myself who aren't developers to get into this world and breaking down that barrier. And if you think about it from a worldwide standpoint, that's huge. Like there's going to be millions or billions of people who can now create applications that weren't able to before because they didn't have the money or the expertise. Pricing wise, it's really affordable. Like honestly, I'm on the free version. That's what we're showing today. You can go on the pro, which is only $20 a month, or the business, which is only 40. So like very reasonable, reasonably priced software, which is really, really good. And when you think about the ROI of this, you'll see shortly, it's well worth it. Okay, so let's get into it. When you first download Cursor, you're going to see something like this. Now, keep in mind, I am on a Mac, so it may look slightly different. I'm also in dark mode. One of the first things you should do is install some languages. I'm not a huge developer. I don't really know a lot about this, but I will say that this is important. You're going to have to do it once. Cursor will actually nudge you if you're trying to build certain applications, and it'll say, hey, listen, you're going to have to, you'll see shortly, you're going to have to install this language. But if you know the languages you're going to want to install, I would recommend installing them. You just come to this little tab here and you install them. You'll see along the bottom here, it's kind of like a normal IDE where it'll have the output of code, a debug console, terminal if you want to run things. And so it's very similar to most coding platforms. Now here's the really cool part. So if I just go here, oops. If I go to Explorer, this will show all of the files. I would recommend that you create a file folder inside of your desktop. So you can actually hit File in the top right. If I do File, Open Folder, you'll see it'll actually pop this up. Create something here where you're going to put all your files. That's a great place to put it. You can see all of mine are in Cursor Test. So that's the step one. Now, the really cool part. So I'm just going to make a new chat here. This is what the chat looks like out of box. So a couple things to note here. One, you can do this with commands, Command-I, Control-I. You can also click it here. You can put it, you can like customize all this, right? All of you know ChatGPT and LLMs like that. Think of this like that, where you're communicating in a natural language to something and it is outputting something. Now, the benefit of this is it's specific to code. And so you can see here, you can add some context. And I think this is really cool. You can actually add files and folders from your desktop, existing code that you may have, documents that you may have, GitHub repositories, the web. You can give it actual websites and it'll just code from the web. So some really cool things here. For this example, I'm just going to do something really basic. I'm just going to tell it, I'm going to do something like build me an HTML page with a table with 5 rows and columns comparing North American cities, right? So something basic, and I'll hit send. And so you'll see here, it starts writing the code, which is just absolutely bananas. And I didn't even tell it the criteria, what it should write. You could see here, this is on the right, it's showing you everything that it's written. And on the left here is your actual file. So you can pick and choose what goes into the file. You can actually just check this off, or you can reject it. You can copy it. You can also just reapply, meaning you can re-chat with it. But let's just say I like this and I hit accept. Okay, so it's taken everything from the right and put it on the left. And now one of the things you can do, if I just hit reveal in Finder, it's going to find it here. Double click this, and it just launched my website. So there you go. That's what I told it to do. I told it to make a website with 5 cities, 5 by 5 random stuff, right? And so you can see here already how cool that is. Now, here are some of the really neat things. So let's say you look at that and you go, you know what? Actually, can you make the table 3D looking? And, oops, not locking. And make the color blue. You can tell I'm Canadian with how I'm writing that. So we'll hit that. There we go. So now it's rewriting that to give me a new file. And it's showing you exactly what it's going to take out, what it's going to change. And if you just hit accept, again, it overwrites everything. Now again, if I hit reveal, open, right? So it kind of gave it a 3D look and feel. It made it blue. Like, how bananas is that? So I thought that was really cool. And so this is a very simplistic example of what it can do and how quickly. Now, some of the interactability of this takes it to the next level. So you can actually just highlight certain parts and you can hit add to chat, and you can see it added it here and be like, can you change this city? So I highlighted the wrong part here. So if I look here, where are we here? New York City. So I'll do this one. And I'll add this to chat, and I'll say, change this to San Fran. There you go. And you hit accept. And now you can see it just changed that one little part. So you can actually pick and choose where in the file you want to change things, which I find really cool. You can hit edit and start editing inline here. So I don't like technology or finance. Okay, so now you can see it just understood that and said tourism and food service. Now, if I, again, accept that, reveal, you'll see here that it's just updated all that. There's San Fran, and I don't think I actually saved the actual file here, but I think you get the idea, right? And so this is actually the two couple cool things that I think are going on here are just, one, how accurate it is, right? I told it to do one thing. It did it very well. I told it to change the color, make it 3D. It did it very well. And then you can actually just highlight inline here and do things. Now, if you are actually a coder, you can do this, and you could just like, and I'm not, as you can tell by my typing, but you can actually just hit enter. Basically, there's all kinds of shortcuts here to make this really fast. And so if you are a developer, this is just going to hyperspeed everything. Now, this is a very simplistic example of what it can do. You can also add context, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this allows you to very quickly get things off the ground. Now, you can also tell it, and I'm not actually going to run this because I don't understand how fully, but here's another example. So let's just say new chat. I'm going to pause this while I write out this command. So I'm asking it here, I want to build a web application. I should probably put in JavaScript that allows people to choose price, speed, style, and year, and then the output will give them the best car that relates to that. So if I hit send, you'll see it'll start creating all of this. So first, it's creating the HTML page, right? So if I hit, yeah, that's good. Now it's going to create the CSS for the styling. So now it's given the page a style. Yeah, okay. Now it's going to create the JavaScript that handles the car recommendation logic. So you're actually like building a web application here, which is crazy. So 1 second. Okay, so first I'm going to check out the HTML structure. So again, you can just hit here, reveal in Finder. Here it is. So like, how crazy is that? It just made that, right? So it's not perfect, but you can see here, let's see if I do maximum. There we go. So I just needed to get higher. So you can see here, like it just made that web application itself. And now all you have to do is host it. And so again, I can come in here and you can see, okay, here's all the HTML, right? So that's like the front facing app. There's the CSS that styles it. And then here's the script that actually gives the logic. And you could see here's all the prices and stuff. So I could say, add 100 more cars to the JS file. And now it's going to add a ton more cars into this JavaScript file and add it in. And so not only will it make a simple web page, but it'll actually make an interactive form, which again is something that I've never seen before. And just the ease of use. Cursor has done a really good job just making this fun. It's got my mind swirling on all of this stuff. And you can see now it's building this massive database. So while that's happening, I want to talk about the last thing I want to show you. The last piece that we want to see here is Cursor actually allows you to, and this is like a testament to their kind of prowess in this space, but they actually allow you to copy, take a photo, upload the photo, and you can tell it, okay, build me this based on the photo. So it actually look at the photo. It's not even code. It's going to look at the photo and actually build that. So I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so for this last piece, I actually uploaded a photo here. I'll show you what it looks like, or I'm about to upload a photo. Looks like this. So it's just a simple job application that I got from the web. And I'm going to upload it and say, make this nicer looking and build it into a website with interactive pages. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to go over here. We're going to hit upload. We're going to say, did it upload? Okay. There you go. So now I'm telling it to look at that image. It sees it's a job application form. So it's getting me to install some applications. This might not work fully. Here we go. So I'm just accepting this. Let's just see where this goes. I'm curious. I'm trying this on the fly, so I'm not really sure how it'll work. I'll pause till this is done. And so you can see here when I told it to do this, this is what it did. So it first made the HTML page. Then it made each of the pages here, created a React file. Then it created an app component. Then it created the personal information page. So it took that photo and made a personal info page with all the personal info you can put in. Then it made an employment eligibility, an education page, a review page, JSON file, CSS. So it basically did everything. And you can see here, it put it all in this package. And so it put all the CSS, all the templates, all of the source here. So the thing that amazes me with this whole thing is like, this is a very organized fashion of coding. It did it very well. And I didn't have to lift a finger. I literally just sat here for like 5 minutes. And so I'm not at the skill level to actually take it to the next step. And I'm not going to do that in this video. But I wanted to show you in this video how quickly you can get off the ground with coding. I personally think I've looked at a few of these now. Cursor, I'm going to jump into more. And now myself, if I'm at the point where I can get in here, I can play with this, I can make apps, and all I have to figure out how to do is connect servers and all of that, at least I know where I have to spend my time. And this just gets me over such a large hurdle. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Cursor is a great tool. I think it's the best one out there. Super easy to use, super easy to play with. Go check it out. And until next time, see you later.